Hello friends, welcome to my channel Immortal Soldier. Today's topic is India-Pakistan relations from 1947 to 2021. Let's start. Let's read this important quote from Chanakya. In trans-border relations, there are no permanent friends or permanent enemies or even permanent borders. There are only permanent interests and everything should be done to secure these interests. India and Pakistan are two neighboring states of South Asia. Their geography covers the Himalayan mountains, the Indus River system, and Thar Desert. They share a land border of 3,323 kilometers, including the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir, often called as Redcliffe Line. This border passes along the Indian states of Jammu Kashmir, Punjab, Rajasthan, and Gujarat, and in Pakistan, provinces of Azad Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, Punjab, and Sindh. India has the world's second largest population and active military, while Pakistan has the sixth largest population and active military in the world. Let's know their background. After the Second World War, Hindu Muslim communal clashes intensified in many parts of British India. As a result, the last British Viceroy, Lord Mountbatten, declared two independent states, India and Pakistan, on 15th August 1947, with Pakistan having the Muslim majority in British administered areas of Northwest and Bengal, India getting the rest of British India. The partition was followed by one of the history's largest mass migration, over 12.5 million peoples from both sides, and was accompanied by brutal violence. Out of 562 princely states, three princely states decided to remain separate from both India and Pakistan. Jammu and Kashmir in the north, Hyderabad in south, Junagadh in west. But later, due to internal revolt or police actions, Hyderabad and Junagadh were merged into India. The ruler of Kashmir, Maharaja Hari Singh, first decided to stay independent from both India and Pakistan. But in reaction to an invasion in October 1947 by tribal forces from Pakistan, Northwest Frontier Province, he signed an agreement to accede to India. We all know Pakistan was created as a part of two nation theory in 1947 as a Muslim state. Pakistan was expecting Jammu and Kashmir with 70% of Muslim population to join Pakistan. As this expectation did not materialize, Pakistan was furious and sent its northern tribals along with Pakistani irregular for invasion of Kashmir. Let's see. The Jammu Kashmir was an independent territory, and after Pakistan led tribals attacked and occupied some part of Kashmir. Initially, Maharaja Hari Singh, the ruler of Jammu and Kashmir, neither joined India nor Pakistan. But once the Pakistan threat was there, he decided to accede to India. On 22nd October 1947, Pakistani Pashtun tribal militias crossed the border and attacked Srinagar. On 26th October 1947, he signed Instrument of Accession. Maharaja Hari Singh and Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. And on 27th of October, Indian troops were airlifted to Srinagar and they controlled the situation. The army was rushed towards Baramulla and other areas where Pakistan was trying to advance. As the size of army was small due to partition of the army, it was not making any decisive outcome. Here the newspaper of that day when Maharaja Hari Singh signed that instrument of accession. उसके बाद होता है 1948 UN intervention. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru took the Kashmir issue to the UN Security Council. The Security Council passed the following resolutions in 1949. First was ceasefire between India and Pakistan forces. Withdrawal of Pakistani forces from occupied territory. Third, India to reduce forces in Jammu and Kashmir. Fourth, India to conduct plebiscite in Jammu and Kashmir. The UN troops were positioned to monitor ceasefire between the two forces. The Pakistan's troops did not withdraw from the occupied territory. Pakistan also tried its hand on Run of Kutch later. After that, Indus Water Treaty was signed between India and Pakistan on 19 September 1960. Indus River System. There are 6 major rivers, namely Indus, Ravi, Satluj, Byas, Chenab and Jhelum. And in this, the rivers were divided into western rivers and eastern rivers. It was decided that the water flowing from western rivers, namely Chenab, Jhelum and Indus, will be given to Pakistan, and eastern rivers Satluj, Ravi, Byas, India will get right over these rivers, all exclusive rights. This river system comprises these 6 rivers: Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas, Satluj. The basin is mainly shared by India and Pakistan, with a small share from China and Afghanistan. With the partition of India in 1947, waters of Indus River system were also divided. The sharing formula, devised after prolonged negotiation, sliced the Indus system into 2 halves. The western rivers, Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, went to Pakistan, and the 3 eastern rivers, Satluj, Ravi and Byas, were portioned to India. India is also allowed to use 20% of water of the western rivers for irrigation, power generation and transport purposes. It was important to get the water of eastern rivers for Indira Gandhi Canal in Rajasthan. It starts from Harike Barrage, a few kilometers below the confluence of Satluj and Byas rivers, and the Bhakra Dam on Satluj River in Bilaspur, without which both Punjab and Rajasthan would be left dry, severely hampering India's food production. And this Indus Water Treaty was brokered by World Bank. After that, in 1965, Pakistan also tried its hand on Run of Kutch in April 1965. India responded and stalled Pakistan's advance. Kutch Agreement was signed in July 1965, retaining status quo in area. Mr. Harold Wilson, the then British Prime Minister, played an important role to resolve the crisis. In 1965, Pakistan attacked India on 3rd September 1965. The war lasted for 22 days. The Soviet brokered a ceasefire, which led to Tashkent Declaration between Mr. Lal Bahadur Shastri and then PM of India and Mr. Yahya Khan, the President of Pakistan. Here we can see the pictures of that time. 1971 War, liberation of Bangladesh. Earlier it was called East Pakistan. Pakistan was divided in two parts: East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, and West Pakistan, now Pakistan. The majority of Bengalis of East Pakistan were not happy under Punjabi Muslim of West Pakistan. The turning point was the denial of prime ministership to Sheikh Mujibur Rahman of Joint Pakistan, as his party had won the majority in parliament. As the Bengali refugees poured in, India liberated Bangladesh on 16 December 1971. The Pakistanis surrendered to Indian Army, and there were almost 95,000 prisoners of war from Pakistan. In 1972, Shimla Agreement was signed between Mrs. Indira Gandhi and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto on 2nd July 1972. Important points of this agreement were all outstanding disputes between India and Pakistan to be solved bilaterally, that is, no third party intervention. Second, all 95,000 prisoner of wars to be returned to Pakistan. Line of control was marked after exchanging the maps of both the countries, showing the location of both the forces. And after that, in 1974, India tested its nuclear weapon at Pokhran. After that, there was an important operation named Operation Meghdoot in 1984. Occupation of Siachen. Indian Army conducted this operation and captured the peak NJ9842 of Siachen Glacier. Siachen Glacier is the world's highest battleground. As the LOC was not marked and merely agreed that it extended northwards from grid reference NJ9842. Indian forces occupied Saltaro Ridge on Siachen Glacier, as it was a dominating feature. The Pakistan objected to the occupation, saying it violated Shimla Agreement. Significance of Siachen Glacier. It is the highest battleground on the earth. We are dominating Pakistan as we have occupied advantageous position. We spend almost 4 crores per day, where Pakistan spends half of it to maintain its troops. Both sides are losing more men to adverse weather condition, which is minus 30 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. And this adverse weather condition has killed more men on both sides than the bullets. After that, Kashmir insurgency, which was started by Pakistan in 1989. The Kashmir Valley is under the shadow of militancy since 1989. Initially, the militant groups were divided. Some wanted Jammu and Kashmir to join Pakistan, while others wanted it to become an independent state. With the passage of time, there was a large-scale infiltration of foreign mercenaries from across the border. The important militant groups are Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front, Hizbul Mujahideen, Harkatul Mujahideen, Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed. And there was issue of Baglihar Dam in 1992. There was Pakistan terrorist-led attack on Mumbai, several blasts on 12th March 1993. There was also a Kashmir kidnapping in 1995. After that, on 11th May 1998, India successfully conducted its nuclear test at Pokhran, codenamed Operation Shakti. And in the same month, on 30th May 1998, Pakistan successfully conducted nuclear tests with the help of China. Lahore Declaration was signed in 1999, and on 21st Feb 1999, this declaration led to bus diplomacy. It also added responsibility to both nations, leading towards avoiding nuclear race. And Kargil War in 1999. The, in Kargil War, what happened? The troops of both the countries on both sides used to vacate their defensive position during winters and used to come down from the heights. At the onset of summer, the troops of both the countries would move up and occupy their summer locations. This used to happen every year till 1998. This winter, Pakistan used to show their rearward move during the day but used to bring back more men and material during night. They intruded in our area from November to April 1999. When our troops started moving up during first week of May in 1999, they were fired upon from a number of places. The Pakistanis first denied the involvement of their army but subsequently have to agree once the Indian government confronted them with the identity cards of dead soldiers. Indian army was able to throw the Pakistani out from Kargil, but at a very heavy cost of 527 lives. Indian Air Force also participated in the operation, and more than 4,000 Pakistanis were killed. And these 527 Indian soldiers martyred, and these brave hearts led their life in the service to nation. And in their memory, on 26 July 1999, it was started celebrated as a Kargil Vijay Divas. Series of incidents from 1999 to 2009 between India and Pakistan. In 1999, on 24 December 1999, Indian Airlines flight 814 was hijacked by Pakistani terrorists, and in return, three main terrorists were let free by Indian government. After that, in 2001, on 14 to 16 July 2001, Agra talks proposal. It was just to drastically reduce nuclear arsenals and other issues involving Kashmir dispute and cross-border terrorism. But there were no talks about it. And in 2001, on 9/11 attack on USA by Pakistani terrorists. In 2001, Parliament attacked on 13 December 2001. The Pakistan-trained terrorist struck on the Parliament of India on 13 December 2001. This event was the culmination of our patience. The NDA government at the center sounded the bull fight to finish. And in 2002, Operation Parakaram, the whole of the armed forces were mobilized and moved to war location. The mines were laid on the border. The civilians were shifted from border area. It was going to be another war, but it did not happen. Both the armies moved back to their peacetime location after both were convinced by USA that as both have nuclear weapons, and if it is used by one to restore a balance, these will be used by other country to counter it, and both the countries will suffer heavy toll of human lives. In 2002, elections in Jammu and Kashmir. Free and fair elections were held in Jammu and Kashmir in September-October 2002, the PDP and Congress formed the government. Mufti Mohammad Sayyid was the CM and Mr. Mangat Ram Sharma of Congress was Deputy CM. After that, in 2003, confidence building measures. Once it was decided that war is not the solution, our government initiated a number of confidence building measures. This included restoration of Delhi-Lahore bus, restoration of Samjhota Express via Atari, recall of staff at the embassies, restoration of our flights over the countries which were suspended, ceasefire on LOC. President of Pakistan Pervez Musharraf offered a ceasefire on LOC on Eid in November 2003. This was accepted by India. It is a great relief to troops of both the countries and also for the civilians, as many of them have their fields right up to the border. Composite dialogue. The government of both the countries recognize the following points for confidence building measures as a composite dialogue. Bus diplomacy. The bus journey from Srinagar to Muzaffarabad started on 7th April 2005. The aim was to unite the people of both the sides. The total distance from Srinagar to Muzaffarabad is 170 kilometers. The distance from Srinagar to LOC is 120 kilometers and LOC to Muzaffarabad is 50 kilometers. The bus is escorted by Indian security forces up to LOC and by Pakistan security forces up to Muzaffarabad. The people travel on permit. The bus diplomacy has benefit India as people from Pak occupied Kashmir can come and see the group realities. The Pakistani propaganda will not work now. In addition, the following bus routes also have been agreed in principle. Kargil, Skardu in Ladakh region, Amritsar, Lahore, Nankana Sahib, Sirhind to Lahore, Poonch to Rawalkot in Jammu and Kashmir. Second was Rail Munna-Bao Khokrapur. Munna-Bao is the last station of Indian side in Jaisalmer sector. The train stopped in 1964-65 during the war. It is proposed to start from 18th Feb 2006. The line is connected to Jodhpur from Munna-Bao to Karachi from Khokrapur. Siachen, highest battleground, should be turned into mountain of peace. So, in 2005, our Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, when he visited Siachen in June 2005, India wants Pakistan to authenticate the Indian position along the Saltaro Ridge, which Pakistan is not ready, as it alleges that India has occupied their area, in spite of urgency shown by our PM and President Musharraf on Siachen. There is no breakthrough on Siachen. We also talked about Baglihar project. It is a hydel project on river Chenab in Doda district near Ramban, where 450 megawatts of electricity has been planned for production. But the Pakistan has objected to design of Baglihar, its height and the gate system, which as per Pakistan violates Indus Water Treaty. The height of dam will amount to storage of water and gate system can flood Pakistan at the will of India. Indians have not agreed to Pakistan objections and Pakistan has walked out of the talks and approached World Bank for redressal. The World Bank has appointed a Swiss engineer to study the matter and resolve the disputes. The work on the project has not been stopped. Now India has been told to reduce the height of dam by 1.5 meter from 143.5 meter. Tulbul project or Vuller barrage. We do not agree even with the name. Pakistan call it Vuller barrage and we call it Tulbul project. We were trying to divert some of the water of Jhelum river into Vuller lake. during the months of December to January to increase the level of Wular Lake so that water level is increased to 4 feet by releasing water from Wular Lake. The aim is to help the villagers around Kupwara sector to use the river as a navigational aid to ferry their vegetables and fruit up to Baramulla. It was again objected by Pakistan as diversion of water amounts to violation of Indus Water Treaty. India has to abandon the project in 1987. The talks are on to start the project. And there were talks on Sar Creek. Sar Creek is an estuary in run of Kutch. Due to marshy area, it is not properly marked. There are boundary pillars in the middle of Sar Creek, which define the boundary between Gujarat and Sindh. The Pakistan says that boundary runs on the eastern edge of the creek. The main problem is exclusive economic zone, which gives all resources within 200 nautical miles from the boundary into Arabian Sea. The Pakistan will gain if India accepts the boundary on eastern edge of the creek. The joint survey is on to sort out the problem. We also had nuclear talks. Both sides have agreed to inform each other of any missile test in advance. Also tighten control on nuclear establishment so that these do not fall in hands of terrorists. Fresh round of talks were held on 5th August 2005 at New Delhi, where it has been agreed for pre-notification of ballistic missile test by any country. Kashmir issue. The main difference on Kashmir is that we consider Kashmir as one of the issues, whereas Pakistan consider Kashmir as the core issue. Thus, they put Kashmir on top of the agenda, whereas we put it as the bottom of agenda. Our position has been made clear on Kashmir. The LOC cannot be altered. We are ready to make it international border. The Pakistan is not ready to accept LOC as the international border. If both countries will not accept each other, let us make the LOC irrelevant. It was said by Pakistan President Musharraf. We have several approaches to solve the Kashmir problem. India's approach to solve the Kashmir problem is we can increase in people-to-people contact. This is happening by bus diplomacy, rail opening, cricket matches, sports exchange, official and unofficial delegation, cultural exchange. The aim is that let people meet each other, see for themselves the ground realities and make their own impressions. We want that Jammu and Kashmir economy should be strengthened. The integration of Kashmiris with Indian culture. Many of the children are being taken on a natural tour for integration. Indian government is providing employment opportunities for youth in armed forces and paramilitary forces. We are strengthening political institutions like Panchayati Raj. 3. Pro-strategy by blocking infiltration routes, reviewing troops deployment along the LOC, installing an electronic warfare system to make communication system on terrorists ineffective. But still, Pakistan attacks after such confidence building measures. In 2007, they conducted Samjhota Express bombings, killing several civilians, innocent lives taking. In 2008, they conducted Mumbai blasts on 26 November 2018 at Taj Hotel, Oberoi Mansion. In 2000, after this attack on India in 2008, let's move to the next 10 years, 2010 to 2019. And after that attack on India in 2008, composite dialogue started after 26/11 attacks In June 2009, Manmohan Singh met President Asif Ali Zardari at SCO meet in Russia, pointed to hold up composite dialogue. In July 2009, Manmohan Singh meets PM Yusuf Raza Gilani at Egypt. Joint statement dealing action against terror and dialogue includes Balochistan. In November 2009, Krishna calls for speeding 2611 trial in Kabul. In February 2010, India and Pakistan foreign secretaries meet in New Delhi. In April 2010, Manmohan Singh meets Gilani at Thimphu on sidelines of SAARC summit. In June 2010, Foreign Secretary Nirupama Rao met Salman Bashir in Islamabad. We have tried to resolve this matter, but Pakistan did not want peace, and in 2016 there was attack on Pathankot air base by Pakistani-led terrorists on 2nd Jan 2016, and our forces responded quickly and neutralized the situation. In July 2016, terrorist Burhan Wani was killed by Indian Army. In 2016 only, on 18th September 2016, Uri attack was conducted by Pakistani-led terrorists. Our 19 soldiers martyred. And after 11 days of this, India conducted its surgical strikes on 29 September 2016, demolishing several bases and killing many of the Pakistani terrorists by entering into Pakistan territory. But still, Pakistan did not want peace. They again attacked our CRPF convoy in Pulwama in 2019. The Pulwama attack on 14th Feb 2019. And Indian Air Force responded and conducted Balakot airstrikes on 26th Feb 2019, demolishing their bases, killing hundreds of terrorists in Pakistan, and it was codenamed as Operation Bandar by Indian Air Force. And in 2019, next day, Operation Swift Retort on 27th Feb 2019 was conducted by Pakistan. Here are the images of Pathankot attack in 2016, Uri attack. These are our brave hearts that led their lives in service to nation. And the motto, Balidan Param Dharam. Sacrifice is the highest duty that led these brave hearts to sacrifice in the line of duty. Paras SF badge. You'll never see us because we don't exist. You'll never hear about us because it never happened. We don't exist so that you can man apart every man an emperor. This is the source of motivation and inspiration to many of defense aspirants, and they are trying hard to serve the nation. India conducted surgical strike. Pulwama attack bravehearts that led their life in that attack. Balakot airstrikes where Wing Commander Abhinandan Vartaman followed the Pakistani aircraft and demolished it and landed in Pakistan. Earlier, he was returned to India as per Geneva Convention. Then Indian government revoked Article 370 and 35A and divided the state of Jammu and Kashmir into two union territories, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. And on 5th August 2019, Government of India revoked special status of Jammu and Kashmir and also scrapped Article 35A. 2020 and 2021 India-Pakistan relation. After that Pulwama attack, India removed Pakistan from most favored nations list which it was given in 1996. We also increased 200% hike in custom duty. We also reviewed Indus Water Treaty. Pakistani, this attack was criticized all over the world by countries like France, New Zealand, USA, and Russia. Even the Financial Action Task Force put Pakistan in their grey list, which led to increase in their foreign direct investment. Way ahead, changing perspectives in India. Every now and then, there is an uproar in India for abrogating the Indus Water Treaty as a response to Pakistan's cross border terrorism and tenacity. Abrogating Indus Water Treaty would require a number of political, diplomatic, and hydrological factors to be determined, and also a political consensus. Terror attacks in Indian Parliament in 2001, Mumbai blast in 2008, and the incidents in Uri in 2016 and Pulwama attack in 2019 could have prompted Indian with the Vienna Convention on the Law of Treaties to withdraw from the Indus Water Treaty. However, on each occasion, India chose not to do so. Need of the hour. In 2021, there is a need to embrace an overarching strategic stability regime and to shun aggressive security doctrines to reduce the possibility of a nuclear conflict. The problems of terrorism and non-state actors need to be addressed jointly through institutionalized mechanisms. Water issues should be resolved through the mechanism provided by Indus Basin Treaty and should not be allowed to degenerate into a serious source of conflict. Confidence building measures should be pursued to alleviate the trust deficit but should not be used as substitute for the resolution of disputes. Economic cooperation and trade should be facilitated to develop mutuality of interest. India and Pakistan need to understand each other's legitimate interest in Afghanistan and pursue them without coming into conflict with each other. Now, Jai Jawan, Jai Kishan, Jai Hind. Thank you for watching, guys. Please do like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.